So let's get into how this thermal coal mine works, what emphasis is placed on safety, how they reach the seams of coal and what happens at the coal face. I came here to Airlie last week and was shown the entire process. This is an inhospitable workplace, but what they produce is an invaluable resource for Australia and the world. Okay. This is coal country, Glen Davis, on the central tablelands of New South Wales. I've been granted unique access to go inside the Airlie coal mine, hundreds of metres underground.
And where we're going today is our tailgate 13 panel, which we have one continuous miner unit operating down there.
I'm in the hands of fourth generation coal miner, production manager Ben Kelly.
Yep, so the last thing we need to do prior to going underground, put our tag on the board. So we've got it broken up into locations and we'll put that into the location where we're going to go. So again, in the event of an emergency, we need to account for people. Basically the control room operator will come out and whoever's tag's not on the board, we know where to start the process of getting men out of the mine.
Okay, let's go. Every key workspace underground is closely monitored by CCTV and gas detection sensors too. So we've had a few sessions on safety and how to escape this mountain from the 3 exit points if something goes wrong. Let's just hope that nothing goes wrong. We're about to get onto the manned transporter. There are other mines that have railings and carriages that are used to get to the bottom of the mine. This is a 4-wheel based manned transporter. The shift has just gone down with 35 just before we're going down. And so we're going in about 4 kilometres into this mountain. And if you look at the mountain, there's about 280 metres of rock and mountain above us. It's one of those things that you shouldn't try if you suffer from claustrophobia. So let's get down there right now. We've come down in what looks to me like a rabbit warren. It's like a maze under here. How do you know how to take which turn and how to get to work every day?
Yeah, we have multiple headings. We have a transport roadway, so we stick to that roadway. So it's marked as well, so you've got red marking going towards the face in by and green marking on your way out. So green means go, that's the way out.
And you've done it a few times?
Done it a few times. I've been here since mid-2017 and travel underground in and out of the mine daily. So.
But even these roadways and the fact that you have faith in the roof and faith in the walls is an engineering feat in itself.
It is, yeah. The mine roadways are extremely safe. We have designated support plans, management plans to manage what support requirements. So we basically put roof bolts and mesh on the roof and rib bolts and mesh on the sides to create a safe environment.
This is one gigantic underground ant farm, extremely dark, muddy, a thoroughfare for noisy trucks and dangerous underfoot. And like bats in a cave, these dusty bags hang from the ceiling. They're designed to save lives. So we're getting close to the coal face here, and as we get down to this tunnel, you've got bags of what, retardant on the roof?
Yeah, so for compliance, for explosion compliance, we have a bat bag barrier filled with stone dust and inert product. So basically, in the event of an explosion, highly unlikely, would be the pressure wave moves in front of the flame front and busts the bags, and we have a barrier of an inert area.
So it stops the fire in its tracks?
Yeah, it prevents propagation.
So this is coal's eureka moment, when it gets extracted from the walls, from the coal face, and lands on a conveyor belt. It is headed off to Mount Piper Power Station. And we should thank the fact that we have the most efficient coal in the world, because if we were to rely on coal deposits from overseas and finished our industry tomorrow, we would have some of the dirtiest coal being produced from power stations that we could possibly think of. So the coalophobes can criticise the mining industry as much as they want, but the alternative is much worse for the environment. So despite some of the knockers of coal and the conversations about mining, do you see this as a viable career for you and maybe even for your son?
I'm 36, so I'd like to think that I'm going to be in the industry until I can retire. like I say, I've been really lucky to be involved in the industry. Myself, I wouldn't have been afforded the opportunities that I've been afforded if it wasn't for mining. So, I think moving forward, we can coexist with any other form of generation, and that backbone supply needs to come from a thermal source.
So the word renewables is not a dirty word here because you've got your own renewable farm, right?
Yeah, again, a unique site to have a solar farm on site, which we obviously use some of the generation from that to run the site, and yeah, it may not be a unique thing moving forward.
This is how different sources of energy are working together to power this region and the world. During Australia's national COVID lockdown last year, it's true that the economy was saved because operations like this one avoided shutdown.
Exactly. Centennial, to their credit, put some fairly strict controls in place, as we all did, to get on things and try and get things back to normal.
On a break, I run into miner Tim, who says he's new to this game. So Tim, your family history with mining, it's not coal mining?
No, so I'm actually originally from Queensland. We were sand miners up there. I'm a first generation coal miner in my family.
So why did you decide to get into coal mining?
I moved to the area when I met my wife. She grew up here, so the natural progression was to get into the industry that was in the area. So coal mining was here, and I took the step, and 14 years later, here we are.
Oh, right. So the kind of work you do down here, you obviously feel safe because there's a real emphasis on safety. The work itself, how do you find it?
Yeah, I love the work. It's physical. You can get dirty, drive huge machines, and you get paid good money to do it. So.
And you've got a pie warmer.
We've got a pie warmer and an urn.
This is tough, dirty, dangerous work. It's our #1 export earner and far and away the most efficient baseload power we have. Maybe it's time we gave this industry the credit it deserves and became a lot more patient about transitioning to inferior sources of energy.